start recording. Turn off this Diablo music I'm so fond of. Mm-hmm. That new soundtrack's really good.
Yeah, I will. I promise I will go back to hell once I'm done in Hyrule.
Yeah, look, it'll be there for you. It'll be there waiting, you know?
That's right. Oh, somebody did post some information on how to set up to play Diablo 4 on an M2 or an M1 laptop. I need to.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty rad. It's really not that different than it running as well as it does on Steam Deck. It's still running through a translation layer, but it's their ARM chips. It shouldn't be an issue. Well, if you're a developer, you can do it directly because they have that new tool they're giving devs to let you play any Windows game on a Mac. But it's not. Oh,
really?
It's not for everyone. It's just for devs to like port their stuff. But they
effectively
made
for.
Yeah. If you pay for it, then you get it.
I think I pay for. I'm trying to remember if I still pay for developer access because there was a Coverville app, and because for as long as that Coverville app was in the App Store, I had to renew my developer account. But I don't know if I do anymore. Actually, now that I think about it,
because this tool, which is like what Proton is for Steam Deck, it's letting people play like full settings resolution, whatever, of like games like Cyberpunk and insane shit on an M1 freaking chip. It's crazy. So
that's very cool.
You should check into that and see.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
I've been kind of borrowing a machine. Want to see?
Yeah. Let me see this machine you're borrowing.
Maybe kind of borrowing a machine from.
Oh yeah, look at this. A Pro. Is it a Pro M1, M2? What is this?
It's a Pro M1 Max.
M1 Max. That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
These chips blow my mind. They're so good.
Yeah, this one, somebody sent it back in for the freelance gig I do of cleaning machines, and I'm just going to use it. I mean, it's available for if they hire a new employee that needs it, it's easy for me to wipe off and send it. But boy, the bastard is heavy. This is such a heavy.
Yeah, those are beasts. That new 15-inch Air M2, I want that because it looks light and awesome and big.
It does look,
These chips are the only time in consumer electronics history, and I mean this, I say this sincerely, it's the first time the expectations were set and they exceeded my expectations in every possible way. I was so skeptical too. I was like, oh, another chip change. Gosh dang it, this is going to be a pain. Yeah. Not only was it not a pain, my whole life improved. This is the best computer I've ever owned, and it's a freaking mini.
It's a mini. I know, yeah.
It's a mini, you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Anyway,
here we go.
Back to the
real show. Real show time. Real show.
Yes. Real
Here
show.
comes in 3, 2, 1.
Tint, color, brightness, volume, fine tuning, channel selection, on off.
Abandando.
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 The Morning Stream. We're not toys, we're action figures.
Greetings and welcome back to TMS. Got two welcomes in there. It is TMS or the Morning Stream if you prefer for Thursday, June 15th, 2023. I looked at the J and my brain went, hey, let's just call it January. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. Sure. Yeah, yes. It's the Ides of June, man. It's June Ides.
Oh my gosh, it is. How is it the 15th?
Beware.
Gosh dang it, dude. Weren't we just in Vegas like 5 seconds ago? What is this?
It feels like it, dude. It really does. It feels like we were in Vegas, and then we were in, and then I was at a family reunion, and then Vegas, and then.
I mean, I guess this is just how it's going to go from now on. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
This is
That's
just
right.
our
I guess
life.
I'm getting ready for my third Vegas trip of the year tonight.
Yeah. Is that a record, or what's your record?
No, my record, I think 4 is my record, so I'm going to tie my record this year with the going to Vegas with the D&D group. We're going to roll some dice. We're going to go to a craps table and be like, "Oh, I botched. Oh no, plus
shoot.
20 to."
You whiffed that roll.
Yes,
you'll say.
exactly.
That's cool though. I'm excited. I'm jealous of that trip.
Yeah.
That sounds like that'll be fun. And you guys are going. When is that?
Close enough. You could. We haven't really set a date. We're thinking September.
Could maybe
waiting for the kids to be back in school. Waiting for You know, it really all depends on Barry and Tristan and Tanner and Alex and when they can all make it out there.
Yeah, Barry's very busy. He's like a hot shot at some biotech company, you know?
He is. He's like bi-coastal, well, mid-country coastal.
Coastal mid-country.
He's in San Francisco and Chicago, people. He's in both places. He's
That's right. That dude is in a plane more than I'm awake, I feel like.
That guy flies over me more than something that flies over me. I can't think of something that flies over me.
What else would fly over you? Let's think.
Flies.
Flies? Okay, so actual house flies fly over you.
Actual house flies. What else?
What else? Other insects, maybe?
Right. Well, yes, sure. Birds do. Birds
drones,
fly over me.
Yeah, I got my neighbor over here keeps flying his drone over my backyard.
Secret Chinese balloons.
Yep.
The spy balloons.
Yep, secret Chinese balloons.
Oh, there we go. Jokes. Here we go. Barry flies over me more than Diablo 4 jokes.
Perfect.
Yeah. Barry goes over my head more than Golden Girls references. There we go.
Nailed it. Nicely done. All right. Well, we're gonna kick.
That's how you workshop a joke, folks.
That's right. Did you see that process, you guys?
Did you see that sausage getting forced into that casing?
Yeah. Watch. Write it down. Remember what you saw here today. All right. We're gonna kick things off with some calls because for some reason you guys are just flowing with the calls. Okay.
Sure.
Where I've
Love
got
it. I like hearing from our people more than hearing AI versions of hearing from our people.
Exactly. I like real people,
Yeah.
Real people are great. Like this one. More about the eyeballs thing. It's about the, we were talking about the owl, with the long eyeballs.
Yeah.
And this was, it's a familiar voice now. We've heard from him a couple of times. Here he is again.
Hello, Scroat and Ball. This is Mike from Tampa. This is for the morning stream. I have called in so far and talked about bugs, bulletproof coffee, and I'm ready to talk about balls. No, the eyeball thing with the reindeer. I Googled that, went to the Google machine. National Geographic has...
Real quick, he said with the reindeer. I think he meant the owl. We didn't talk about reindeer?
No. We talked about reindeer, how their whole eye turns blue this was in your fun facts about animals quiz.
Right.
Their whole eyeball turns blue in the winter, in the winter so they can see better or something.
Yeah, and they were orange in the summer, or more kind of yellowish orange in the different kind of light. You're right.
Gold,
You're absolutely right.
Gold in the summer.
Well, Tampa, I was wrong.
Hot deer summer.
Yeah, hot deer summer.
The thing that popped up, and the first picture that you see is two dissected reindeer eyeballs that kind of look like other kinds of balls. But they're the blue in one, and then the gold and yellow in the other. I don't know. It was weird. I did do a podcast. I did one for 4 years, and I'm not leaving this. This is bad. I'm abort. Pull the abort button.
Yeah, he thinks he's aborting the call.
He thinks that he can cancel.
Yeah.
He thinks he can undo that call.
No, you can't.
Jeez, I wonder why your podcast didn't continue on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so kidding, dude.
Learn how to edit. No, when you guys send in something and it goes wrong, you can guarantee I'm going to play
it's
it.
even better. Listen, if you have to listen to us go off the rails, we get the pleasure of listening to you go off the rails.
100%. All right, well, that was one thing. And it's interesting that the two he saw that were dissected, one was the yellowish orange and the other was the blue.
Yeah,
right?
that he had both varieties.
Do you think you could have those at the same time? Do you think that deer could somehow, I don't know.
Oh, like a little mutant deer?
Yeah.
Could do watch this. No, I think that
they can't control it like that.
They killed. I'm guessing they probably didn't even come from the same deer.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that they killed a deer in the winter and killed a deer in the summer and said, all right, now we've got two pairs of eyeballs that the kids can use to dissect.
Speaking of the deer, that Sacred Deer movie, Killing of the Sacred Deer.
Oh, Killing of a Sacred Deer, yeah.
What the frick am I watching? I'm only halfway through, but what the hell is
really?
that
Like
thing?
you're watching, that was, wow.
I started it last night because I couldn't sleep.
Okay.
That was a mistake. That kind of movie you don't want to start.
Yeah, it's a good choice of a good thing to help you get back to sleep.
And I had seen prior, I'd seen that Lobster
I've seen
one.
it because that was a Nicole recommendal, and I don't think I've watched it.
Yeah, it's the same. So same director as your Lobster.
As Lobster
thing.
Yeah.
And it's very similar in terms of its sort of uncomfortable nature. What is even going on here? But what's crazy is the two main characters, with the exception of Nicole Kidman. Speaking of Nicole Kidman, we were talking about her earlier. Or maybe I was talking to Kim.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I was going to say I wasn't talking about.
I think I was talking to Kim.
Earlier.
We were talking about something she's watching. But anyway, she's in it, but she's not really a main character. It's Colin Farrell, and then the squirrely dude from Inisherin, the kind of nerdy weirdo that's kind of looking around.
Barry Keoghan.
That guy.
Barry Keoghan.
He's in this in a very strange role, and they're kind of
Really?
your two
Okay.
people. It's a weird one, Brian. You should
I
watch
like
it.
that kid.
Oh, I like him too. He's fascinating
kid.
to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I might have to watch it. What's it on, Hulu?
Where was I watching this? Hulu or Netflix is the only two places I've been in the last day, so I think it was one of those two. Can't remember. Just Watch will be our best friend there.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Yeah,
It's very good though. I mean, very good in that weird way. If you want more of that lobster business, that's what they're serving up here. So,
does Nicole Kidman at any point walk around an empty movie theater and say, "Come back to movies"?
No,
because theaters need your money. And by the way, you're seeing this in a theater who you gave money to watch a movie in front of.
Isn't that weird? Like, I don't mind that they want to push the business because that makes sense to me. But to do it to the people that are already there,
right? It should be a like a Hulu pre-roll ad or something.
Because if you're already in the theater, you're already in. You don't need to be told this. This is like me trying to tell people to listen to TMS who are here listening to TMS.
It is one of the things I don't miss about not going to AMC movies anymore. I think I told you that because of my emails to Alamo Drafthouse, they changed their 7-day policy for season pass holders to.
We did talk about it.
Yeah, now you can book any movie anytime.
Yeah.
So you're welcome, everybody.
Which is awesome. Brian literally changed the policy so that all may benefit.
Changed the policy. Because I emailed my local Alamo Drafthouse manager, the Westminster theater manager, and then corporate, because they both sent me emails saying, "We'd love your feedback on the season pass program." And I said, "I love it, except
for this one
thing."
Yeah. And then they fixed it.
And then they fixed it like a couple weeks after my emails. They probably just said, "Oh, yeah, all right, this guy's right. Change it."
It's not a hard
all right,
thing.
I flicked a switch, changed.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not going to hurt them to do it that way, right?
No, not even a little bit. Because Alamo Drafthouse also gives you these things that if you pre-order a movie early, pre-order your tickets early, you get access to goodies. For example, for Spider-Verse, I could have, I think, gotten a lunchbox or a glass or something. But once those sell out, and those things sell out 30 days in advance, you can't get them. And you can only get them when you pre-order your tickets. If you can only pre-order your tickets 7 days before the movie, you're never going to see those things.
Oh, man. If they were here, I would do this. Everything you've described about this plan sounds great.
So cool. They have Indiana Jones glasses that look like the old like Arby's glasses, except they're like pint glasses and stuff. Oh, they're really cool.
Are they doing I like their kids camp thing too. That's cool.
Yeah, with all the cool movies and stuff. Yeah.
Alamo Drafthouse is cool. Oh, look at the lunchbox for Asteroid City. Holy shit.
Yes, that's the one. That's the lunchbox. That was Asteroid City. And it comes, like, they describe this thing just like a Wes Anderson commercial. It's like, lunchbox, thermos, da-da-da, map.
Yeah. It's right next to some fries, queso, bacon also, which looks really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see Oppenheimer. I'm excited to see... Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm excited to see the Barbie movie.
I am too. I'm legit excited. I like Greta Gerwig's movies, and I think she has a really interesting take. I think it'll be subversive and not what people think. I think it's going to be great.
For sure.
I'm legit
Plus,
excited.
I'm seeing
about
it with
that.
my Aunt Barb, who's everything Barbie.
Oh,
her
lifetime collector kind of deal, or what?
She has. So at Christmas they have their regular Christmas tree. George has his action figure Star Wars, whatever, everything he gets at the Hallmark store that comes in a Star Wars box and costs $24.95 tree.
Yeah.
And then she's got a Barbie tree, and it's pink, and it's all Barbie ornaments.
All Barbie all the time. Wow.
All Barbie all the time. I guess I've never said that about Aunt Barb.
Is it because, do you think as a kid her name was so close and it just felt like she had a kinship with the brand and all that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think for sure.
That's
Did I tell
wild.
you? I told you that at the family reunion we took that photo at the end, and
She's not in it.
and she's not in it.
Yeah.
So I did what I said I was going to do. I replaced everybody's face with a different picture of Aunt Barb.
Yeah. What was the reaction like? How'd they?
She loved it. I can send it to you actually.
Please do.
Yeah. I'm putting it in our Discord. It's called Oops All Barb.
Oops, all Barb. I mean, she asked for it. She said, "Can you Photoshop me in there?" She says.
Yep.
And so you said, "Sure." Oh yeah, this
said
is great.
sure. So there you go.
Look at this, you guys. This is great. Who is she normally in the rear? Can we see where she's supposed to be?
She is behind. So my mom is the shortest one in the photo in the front with the plaid.
Yeah.
She is directly behind her, and I don't even know if you can see like the top of the. No, I think I blocked the top of the cap
With the barb head. Yeah.
with the barb head. Yeah, but you could just see the top of her hat.
This is great. This is freaking great. What a great idea. I'm glad you did it. I love that. All right. Nicely done.
Yes.
One more call here before we get to
Yeah.
Amy. It's about that toothpaste heist. And, well, we got somebody with some thoughts. Here
Okay.
you go.
Hey, Sensodyne and Brush, calling about TMS, episode 2474. This is Russell from Illinois. You guys were talking about the toothpaste heist, where the guy got caught stealing a bunch of toothpaste, and you were trying to come up with a pun that the news article could have used for the word floss. The first thing that popped into my mind was philosopher. Philosophers arrived on the scene, and there was toothpaste everywhere. Anyways, love the show, though.
Yeah, that'd work in a pinch. Philosopher, I get it.
Philosopher,
Yeah,
sure.
I see
Yes,
what he
philosopher. Hi, I'm Philosopher Jenkins.
Yeah, it's good to know there's
At
a
first was thinking he was talking about Lucifer, but he's talking about a play on officer.
officer or,
Philosopher.
Philosopher. Yeah. And he,
Or philosopher.
Yeah, so I guess, dad jokes are alive and well in that part of
Plato
the
is a
country.
philosopher.
Sure. That's my understanding of Plato's good hard work, that he's a
right.
philosopher. All right. That was all dumb. Let's do this. Let's get Red Fraggle in here.
Yeah.
Let's read some shit. Find out what's hot in the world of
What
books.
can we read? Are there things we can read? I'm tired of reading ingredients on cereal boxes.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, that's quiet. Let's fix that audio.
One of the things that I enjoy also is reading.
It's from an old 80s dating profile, by the way, that guy.
from Matthew McConaughey?
No, it's some dude. It's just some guy. He sounds like him, though, doesn't he?
It's a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but he's just this guy that likes reading, wants the girl to know. Well, let's let this girl know we like reading also. Amy, welcome back to the show. How the heck are you?
Oh, hello. I'm disappointed, man. I have a box of cereal for you guys to read today.
Oh,
Brian
good.
says
Okay.
he's tired of reading that,
Well,
man.
Do you have a box of cereal ingredients audiobook? Because I'd much rather listen while I'm on the road.
Yeah.
Yes, it's narrated by Morgan Freeman.
Perfect.
So,
Oh, fantastic.
Riboflavin. Artificial dye number 5.
crawls through a river of intestines.
I would listen to that. That's a book I would listen to. Sure. Why not? That guy,
Potassium.
he gets used a lot for a lot of these deep fakes for some reason. They'd like to use him. And there's this video of him where it's supposed to be him. It doesn't even remotely look like him. It's clearly CG. It doesn't look right. His voice is kind of off but close. And he says, "I may look like the real Gordon Freeman, but I'm not really him." And I'm like, really? You're not really
You
him?
don't say.
I like to call him Gordon Freeman. Did you
Did I call him Gordon Freeman?
I
Holy
think you just
shit.
called him Gordon Freeman.
Like from
We're in the
Half-Life.
Half-Life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Half-Life. Gordon Freeman. Silent protagonist. Gordon
That's right.
Freeman. Anyway.
Andy Dufresne crawled through a river of shit, a mile of shit, and came out with a face plant thingy on the other side. Whatever that thing was called.
What were those called? Face
little
huggers.
turkey, like a turkey stuck on his head on the other side.
That's how it looked to me, he'd say. Hey, Amy, let's get to it. So,
All right.
So you brought a book idea for us.
I did bring a book. I want to introduce this book by telling a bit of a story about the worst day I've ever had.
Oh my gosh.
But don't worry, it's good. It's okay. The story's going to be fine. I promise.
All right.
So I'm not going to get too mired down in, what what was going on, the details of what was going on that day, because it doesn't really matter. What matters is my family and I were having that, just terrible tragedy happen, and we were all, it was raining, and I was wearing sneakers, and there's like nothing to make a bad day worse, like having wet socks, right?
Oh yeah, it's the worst.
And we're all just sitting around. It didn't feel right for us to leave, but there was nothing we could do, so we're all just kind of sitting there. And this man I've never met before my entire life just happened to be coming by, wanted to help us. Wow. And so he came up and he said, "Is there anything at all I can do for any of you?" And I was just like, honestly, if somebody could just bring me a pair of flip-flops, like, so that my feet don't have to be wet. Like, I felt so stupid even asking for it, but if I was like, that would just be, this man got in his truck, drove across the highway to the Walmart, bought me a pair of flip-flops.
Wow.
And brought them back to me. I have no idea what this man's name is.
Oh, really?
Couldn't pick him out of the lineup. Have no idea. Have no idea who he was, but he made that horrible, horrible day so much better.
They're called shoe angels, by the way.
Shoe angels.
Yeah,
shoe angels.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I still have those flip-flops, so yeah. So you never know what small thing that you can do for somebody is going to have an impact on a whole bunch of events later on. And that's, aside from this book being kind of a fluffy teen romance, which it is, my daughter said, "Mom, you have to read this." And when your kid tells you have to read something, you have to read it.
Yeah.
And so aside from that, I feel like the larger theme of this book is sort of like the small things that you would never guess would be connected. So the clip that I have is actually from the movie adaptation of this book that came out. And just to set it up for you a little bit, it's a Korean guy and a black girl who are in his family's shop, and his older brother shows up to give them a hard time.
Okay.
So now we can play the clip.
All right. There's your setup. Here we go.
Here. This is my older brother, Charlie. This is my friend, Natasha.
Friend? Oh. I thought maybe he's caught a shoplifter.
What did you just say?
Hey, we got a lot of those in a store like this, right? I'm sure you understand.
What the hell is your problem?
What?
Hmm? What?
Oh, tough guy in a suit now, huh?
Let's go.
Charlie got you put it Sue.
Hey, want me to translate for your friend, Danny?
Hi, Mr.
Bay.
Mr. Bay. I'm Natasha.
You're a friend of Daniel's. Would you like something before you leave?
Or for free?
Yeesh. Not this Earl. Come with me. Relaxer for your hair. Make your hair not so big.
Thank you, Mr. Bay, but I like my hair big.
Oh, if you're like big, you should get yourself a man. Cause little Danny here.
Yeah, cause my dick is an inch long, still twice as big as yours.
I gotta go.
Come on, here.
You know, it could not have gone any worse. What a combo. I mean, maybe I should have gotten the relaxer just to make him like me more.
I'm glad you find this funny.
Oh, dude, tragedy is funny. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying.
Are we in tragedy?
That's what life is.
I have no idea what this is.
I don't either.
Yeah.
This is The Sun is Also a Star. And the book is written, hold on. I'm usually really good about this and have everything up. And now my screen just went kaput. So
it's also scientifically correct. The sun is also a star.
It's
and
true.
the subject of a They Might Be Giants song.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Which one? Which song? Is it?
The sun is a massive incandescent gas.
Yeah, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
My brain.
Yeah,
my
so
memory
it's The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. It as I say, it's a fluffy kind of teen romancy story. And I think I read the book and I found the book very engaging because I think the book probably gets more down into the details of the ancillary characters and shows you kind of the tiny little small ripple effects that go on, and the coincidences that happen that force people together that make it feel like it's fated and meant to be. But it's, I don't know, I found it really interesting, and it really wraps everything up in a nice little bow. um this might be, Scott, this might be a good alternative for Kim, during non-Hallmark season.
Like her
she,
Hallmark replacement, her Hallmark
right,
pacifier.
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah, like she would like the film probably. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed reading the book. I was very engaged with it. I thought it was very, very cool, and I like that little scene just because it is as mortifying for the guy as possible, right? Like his dad and his brother are both completely racist and just being assholes, and he's like just trying to maintain, and it just goes terribly, and she just laughs. So it's great, but the basic setup is that she's in the country illegally because her family immigrated there when she was a kid, and they're getting deported tomorrow. And so, as happenstance would meet it, she meets this boy, and they have a day in New York. It kind of feels, I think, because of New York being kind of a character in it, it feels a little bit like Nick and Nora.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
You're right, though. You're right. The city is like, I know it's true of a lot of movies, I guess, but in Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, the city becomes like a crucial
third character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love that.
And this is one of those kind of stories where it's it's vital to the plot of the story that they're in New York and everything. And yeah, I mean, it didn't get it was like a 50 something on Rotten Tomatoes. It didn't get a great reception at the box office or anything, but like I say, I enjoyed the book. I didn't even know it was a movie when I started reading it, because my daughter just said, "Mom, you got to read this book."
Yeah.
So
what's funny
so
is I saw the cover of it at first. Here, Chad, I'll pull it up again. She the girl on the cover that's playing your main female lady there. I'm not saying that right. She looked just like Rosario Dawson to me when I first glanced at her, but that's not
really?
her. But at first it looked
a little bit like when she's younger. Yeah. I mean, not that Rosario Dawson still looks amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
she's got her vibe for sure. It's weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds interesting.
Cool.
But do you think the book is like what's better? Do you think, like, everyone always says books are better than the movies? Should I read the book, or should I watch this and call it good?
So full disclosure, I haven't actually seen the entirety of the movie, but based on, and I don't want to give too much away, but I did look at the cast list to check to see if a certain ancillary character showed up, and she doesn't. And
really?
so I feel like that. I feel like the book is going to be much better in that regard, because, like I say, the romance is fun and everything. But to me, the book just felt more complete about, hey, all of these little characters that are orbiting around these two kids who are falling in love, they are actually full characters as well. And you don't have to spend too much time on them, but you get a full picture of the fact that nope, these actually are full people as well. And so anyway, yeah, like I say, without giving too much away about it, there was one key character who seemed like a just kind of a throwaway chick in the bucket, who actually wraps everything up really nicely. And I feel like that's missing probably from the film based on the IMDb.
Sure.
So
it sounds great though.
But yeah, it was cool. And the way
it's
written is it changes perspective a lot. So one chapter you're getting a first person from Daniel, and the next chapter you're getting a first person from Natasha, and then the next chapter you might be getting like a third person omniscient talking about a security guard, or the elevator operator or whatever.
Are each of those done in the first person or third person? Like
no, yeah,
from the perspective.
The omniscient ones are, those are in third person.
Sure.
So you get like a third person omniscient every once in a while, but then it flip flops between that and either Natasha or Daniel. And cool. The audiobook also, like, they have different actors reading the different chapters. So they really like drive that home, like, nope, this is from her perspective, this is from his perspective, this is from everyone's perspective,
Sure. Here we got I got a little taste of it. Let me see what it sounds like here. Hold on.
My mom says it's time for me to give up now.
Oh, geez, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
yeah
Jeez.
Well,
right.
and that was like that was kind of why I decided to, that's usually where I get the clips that I use to send for this, is from the sample from Audible. But yeah, I was like, I didn't really feel like it gave as much of a, because the sample is only long enough for it to just all be Natasha, first of all.
Yeah.
And secondly, it just was like, wow, you're just really starting off on a real bummer of a note there.
Right. Yeah, those just first few words, like, all right, well, set the stage there.
Yeah.
Wow.
She does do a lovely Jamaican accent, though, because her family is from Jamaica. So the narrator for Natasha's part does a lovely Jamaican.
I love Jamaican
really
accents. They make me want to go get jerk chicken and hang out in weed bars.
Right?
I just love it.
Put my feet up and sip a fruity drink somewhere.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Love it. Something comforting
the
about it.
Man.
Yeah, man. Or it makes me want to play World of Warcraft and roll a troll again.
There you go. That's cool.
How you doing, man? Those guys. Anyway, that's fantastic. Go check it out, everybody. It is The Sun is Also a Star, which is also true. Even if you spelled it S-O-N, that would be true of, I don't know, who's a son that's as popular as their parent.
Michael Douglas.
Gleason.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Kirk Douglas, Michael Douglas. The Sun
there
is
you go.
also a star. There you go. Nailed it. Anyway, that's available on Audible, of course, Kindle and hardcover and paperback, and the film is also a thing. Is that streaming? Do we know? Maybe it is.
I think you can get it streaming on Amazon Prime, but you may have to pay for it. I'm not sure.
Okay. So, it looks like it's not streaming for free, but you can rent it. Apple as well. All right. Nice. Love getting this stuff from you, as always. Also, I love that story about the flip-flops. That was super awesome. Also, having some knowledge of the tragedy in question. That's a really, really nice gesture. And I always look forward to having you on. We'll see you next week. Have a fantastic one.
Thanks. Check out my pottery stream.
Oh yeah, check out our pottery stream. We got a thing to promote every week now. We got to do this. So Red Fraggle 3 on YouTube. She's putting up pottery stuff. Done a couple live streams, throwing wheels, or no, how do you say it? Throwing clay.
Throwing clay on the wheel. Yep.
You know all the technical terms. It's all very cool, and you should check it out today. That's up on YouTube. You do the youtube.com/@redfraggle3. For some reason, the @ is there. I don't know why they do that, but it's there.
Yeah, I don't either.
Mine doesn't have that, so I don't know why it's on some and not others. I don't get it. It's strange. Mine's just /Scott Johnson.
Weird. I think maybe because I'm late to that party or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, we did a live stream the other day. Had a few people in the chat hanging out with me. It was fun. So yeah,
nice.
come watch me make a mess. It was hilarious. My sponge flew across the room.
Sweet.
And like the clay fell apart on me. It was great. Hilarity ensued. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. Continued work on that, because I think that's awesome, and we'll see you next time.
Nice.
Boy, you don't want your sponge to fly across the room, but primarily if it's your main source of birth control.
Contraception?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, no.
That'd be bad. Okay. We did it. Let's get into some news. It's today's news, and it's brought to you by
Coverville today, celebrating the 75th birthday of singer, but more and songwriter, but producer extraordinaire Todd Rundgren. Yeah, you know his songs like "I Don't Want to Work, I Just Want to Bang on the Drum All Day," and "Can We Still Be Friends?" and "Hello, It's Me," and what's another one? Yeah, let's go with those three. But did you know he's also a massive producer and has produced stuff for like that monumental Meatloaf album with Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Right.
I'm an Adult Now by The Pursuit of Happiness, Dancing Barefoot by Patti Smith. Love My Way by the Psychedelic Furs, produced by Tom
What a wide range of sound.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheap Trick he's produced.
Jeez.
He's been all over the place. So, I Saw the Light. That's another one of his. 'Cause then I saw the light in your eyes.
I saw the light, and it opened up my mind. I saw the light. That's the one? Oh.
That's the Ace of Base.
Oh, that's a shame that I got that wrong.
Oh, yeah, co-wrote We're American Band for Grand Funk Railroad.
My
Produced
gosh.
that whole album. Yeah.
Does he just do every genre lines up to Todd Rundgren and says, make me?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Totally.
wild to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be 1 p.m. today?
Yeah. That'll be 1 p.m. twitch.tv/Coverville. I'll be playing a move deck for Spider-Verse, because there's a lot of Spider-Verse cards that move, like the function of move in Marvel Snap. So I'll be playing some Marvel Snap, some move deck, and be there. 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville.
Speaking of Spider-Verse, I heard something that blew my mind. Across the Spider-Verse, the new film, the one that's in there now, that's blown everybody's minds, and I loved it. They apparently, somebody was saying, one of the animators or somebody there working on this, said it took them 4 years, almost to the day, to create the chase scene. And it's in the trailer, so there's not a spoiler, but all the spider people coming, where they're all running.
Yes, right.
Apparently that took 4 freaking years.
In the trailer, Claire. Settle down.
Yeah, it's in the trailer, Claire. It's fine. But when they did that, it was because the movies are famous for saying, well, this character's got a slightly different animation frame rate, or this one over here's got a different style. To make that work with that many back there, 4 years on that sequence. Crazy.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, which is no shock to me. The third one's delayed a little bit.
Yeah.
This seems like these movies are a serious undertaking. All right, here's
I'm guessing most of it's done though. It's probably they're doing probably finishing work on a lot of it. But
yeah, somebody the other day said they just hadn't done voices yet, but that makes no sense to me. You do voices first.
Oh yeah, you do voices first, and then you match the movements to the voice.
Yeah, you don't do it after the fact. So I don't know why that's the rumor. But
Claire, go to the cinema and see it. Oh, she can't see. I will wave frantically so Claire comes back.
We didn't spoil anything, Claire. There's nothing
we didn't
spoiled.
Spoil anything. And second of all, go see this in the theater. This is a reason to go to the theaters.
Agreed.
And because we're not going to keep quiet about this movie for the next 3 months until it shows up on streaming. Okay?
No.
Okay.
No.
Go.
I cannot name. How many years has it been since 2015? I cannot name another movie that has impressed me as much as Fury Road did than Across the Spider-Verse. And by the way,
reset the counter, everybody.
By the way, the thing she was saying about how the city is a character, we were just talking about New York and stuff.
Yeah.
I realized as she's saying that all of my favorite movies have that aspect to it. In the case of
the world building,
yeah. So in the case of Fury Road, it's the Wastelands, and it's a very important character in the film. The same thing goes for the New York they show in Spider-Verse. I think
a few of the different
crucial.
New Yorks they show have a different or characters.
Yeah, they're crucial to the thing working. And I think that's true of even Empire Strikes Back
India,
has a number of these.
India that you see is a character.
It's so good. Damn it! I gotta go again. Is she screaming
Claire's
again?
like,
oh, it's not a spoiler, Claire. This is all in the trailer stuff. Is not spoiler stuff. All right. Just go see the damn thing. You slow ass
There's a movie
Irish.
called Parasite where the house becomes a character.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, now that you tell me that, I'm finally.
Oh, now you're finally. I believe it.
It's happening now. All right, here's our story. An elusive cat. They're all kind of elusive, but this one in particular is terrorizing a Florida neighborhood. Has sent two injured people to an emergency room already, and they still haven't caught this cat. That's gnarly, right?
That cat's a shithead, man. That is.
Yeah, dick move, cat. Dick move.
Yeah.
A cat roaming the streets of a Florida neighborhood is terrorizing residents, and police say they have yet to catch it. The feline terrifying residents of Luraville in Suwannee County.
Sure.
Suwannee
is how I would say that. Yeah, Suwannee.
Florida turned out to be an angry domestic cat, according to local officials. The vicious feline.
How do they know it's angry?
I mean, Is it just their assumption because it hurt people? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Come
he
on.
may not be angry. He might just be a cat.
Like overly playful.
Yeah, just a little too rough, you know. A
Yeah,
little,
just
little
plays
too
a
much.
little rough, yeah,
a little too much
exactly.
horsing around. The vicious feline sent 2 people in the area to emergency to treat injuries after 2 separate attacks. Law enforcement has laid traps to catch him, but they have yet to nab it. In the past week, according to local news, it is currently unclear whether the cat is a feral cat or is an escaped pet who may have developed rabies.
I feel like it's got to be feral, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, probably feral. Maybe rabies. When's the last time you had a rabies shot? A long time ago?
Oh, that's a really good question. Yeah, a long time ago.
I feel like it's been. I stepped on a nail when I was 12, and I think that was the last time I got a rabies shot.
That's not something you need to re-up, is it? Rabies?
I don't think so. Or maybe you do when you do something gnarly like rusty nail.
Yeah, you probably do. Right, exactly. Oh, dang it, rusty nail. Time to go get a rabies shot.
Which is also the name of one of our Tadpole regulars, Rusty Nails. And listen, Rusty Nails, I've had one of you through my foot, and it was not a pleasant experience. It was no good.
Yes. Then I stepped on a diced tomato, and boy, was it a mess.
Oh, what a mess. Especially because the diced tomato hates everything.
It hates everything. Basically, the sound it made when I stepped on it was meh.
What does the diced tomato sound like when you step on it? It's meh.
That's tetanus, right? Rabies comes from animals.
Oh,
What
that's
are we talking
tetanus.
about?
You're right.
Rusty nail is tetanus. Oh my god.
You're right.
All right, one new tattoo that we have to get put on is the step on a rusty nail equals tetanus.
Equals tetanus. So hold on, tetanus shot would have been the nail for me. And that is one you do get when you have something happen, right? You can get that on the regular. But rabies.
But you don't need to re-up tetanus. You just need to get it when something like that happens.
When something like that happens, yeah. But rabies you just do when you're a kid, I think, and you're done.
Yeah, I think so.
Whoa. What'd you say, babe? My wife just scared me. What'd you say? Dog bites. That's what you do for rabies, or it's when you get a rabies shot?
That's when you get a rabies shot.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
What if the dog claws you and its nails are rusty?
Oh, then we're in.
What if a dog steps on a rusty nail and then bites you? Do you get both?
Oh my gosh, dude. This is a Scott scenario. I love this. This is great. What if? It's a good what if. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good what if. Yeah.
During 2 separate incidences, residents were exercising and walking on the 174th Street. I like the idea that they were walking, but going like had weights and doing this.
They were exercising. They were wogging. Yeah. Doing that.
I like that.
Wogging hybrid.
Is that what that's called? Wogging?
Wogging, yes. WOGGING.
I think that's kind of what I do. I wog. I don't walk. And I don't jog. I wog.
Does Kim yell at you? Slow down.
Sometimes.
We're on a nice leisurely walk here.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
I guess if it's the two of you. If you're exercising, you're wogging the dog.
The problem is I have a long stride. So my long ass genetic legs go way out in front. So everyone behind me is like trying to keep up. You know?
Tina has a long stride too, and she's still, Brian, can you slow down? I'm not too fast.
This is a different voice.
Get to where I'm going. I want to get to
her walk voice is different than her other voice. I like it.
Brian. Yeah, I guess it is. Brian, can you slow down? Why are you walking so fast? Because I want to get to the Apple store, want to buy my things so we can get home and watch more television.
That's right.
For Your Honor.
Yeah.
Watch the next episode of Your Honor, okay?
You are clearly loving that show.
I'm loving that show, and it's my God, is it taking a turn? It's
Would you put it on par with Breaking Bad as far as like overall all that?
Yeah,
really?
I would.
Wow.
I wouldn't have before, and I would now because it's man, Bryan Cranston, what a freaking dynamo that guy is.
He's so good. How do you go from Dr. Watley to Malcolm in the Middle to then
Walter
everything
White,
else?
exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, now Michael Desario, or no, not Rosario. I've got Rosario Dawson now in my head.
Oh,
is it Desario?
Desario. Anyway, well,
Whatever
so
it is.
are any of the producers, writers, anybody related to Vince Gilligan and his business or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me see.
Not that a
I'll
show.
see if there's
you know.
any other connection besides Cranston and Hector, not Hector, Tio Salamanca.
Salamanca. That must be
No,
weird.
it doesn't look like any other.
Such a weird.
Peter
thing to have them.
Moffat, who you know from
Peter Moffat. Peter Moffat. Peter Moffat.
Peter Moffat. Criminal Justice.
Peter Moffat.
Peter Moffat. I'm trying to think of what else. There was something else that we just watched recently that was Peter Moffat. Dang
that
it.
name is really familiar to me.
Yes.
Not the singer, different guy. Let's see. IMDb, I'll look up. Peter Moffat.
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of a different Moffat. Maybe I am thinking of the Sherlock Holmes on BBC. I think that's right because he's
just Sherlock, that one?
Yeah, just the one called Sherlock.
The Benedict Cumberbatch Martin Freeman deal?
I think that's not the same Moffat.
I don't see.
Yeah, Stephen Moffat. And Stephen Moffat is also Doctor Who.
Oh.
It's different Moffat.
Moffat.
No relation.
Okay. Of all the Moffats.
And that's probably why that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, I mean, I've watched Doctor Who. I watched Sherlock. There's got to be the same Moffat. Nope. How can there possibly be two Moffats? How possibly?
Oh, this reminds me. So as I'm scrolling here, I see Queen's Gambit, and it reminds me, I forgot to tell you about a dream I had. And this is legitimately...
Joy, I've had it. Every possible.
Not that
Every
dream.
possible one you're about to describe.
Slightly different dream.
Okay,
no,
right.
So it's her and the girl in the new live-action Little Mermaid.
Hallie
something.
Yes.
But she's got the same deal. Her eyes are almost on the side of her head, right?
Right. Okay.
And by the way, when I say that, I don't mean it in a mean way. I think these are very attractive young ladies.
It's a sign of beauty. Halle Bailey. Yes.
That's her, Halle Bailey. This dream was those two, probably because I have this thing with their eyes. Those two in a buddy cop action movie where those two are running around shooting up stuff and taking care of business, and it was great in this dream.
I love it. And the movie's called Peripheral Vision.
Yeah, or it should be Private Eyes or something like that.
Private wide set eyes.
I do like Peripheral Vision better. That's actually pretty good. That's not bad, but I'm sure I put them together.
Claire? What? No, she's yelling at me.
What's she yelling at you for?
For peripheral vision?
Oh, she's doing it to me too. No, they're awesome. Don't again. Let me clarify this for Claire. Clarification, right?
Clarification. Yes.
Those actresses, I think, are amazing, and I can't wait to see dude. She's Furiosa in the upcoming freaking follow-up to Mad Max Fury Road. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm so excited about that, and I think they're incredibly talented, and I don't find it weird.
Ilyana Rasputin in the New Mutants
exactly.
movie that was actually really good.
I don't find her at all weird. I find her mysteriously interesting. She's just a very fascinating face, and there's a reason why that helps. I think that's part of her persona, and it's great. It's not a negative. It's a net positive. All right?
So
I wish my eyes were out here.
Claire is comparing it to like saying, "Oh, nice mole, Scott." Not saying anything bad about it, but Jesus, what a mole!
I mean,
she's like,
but I didn't say, "Geez, Queen's Gambit lady, nice eyeballs." I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but nice eyeballs.
Weird, but she's really pretty. But
I didn't say that.
Those eyes are weird. Yeah,
I didn't say
that.
I think she just has a fascinating look to her, and I think it's cool. Nothing but respect. I'm just saying, I think that's what my brain did for my dream. It assembled these two looks and put it together without my consent. I can't tell my dream what to do. My brain doesn't go, "Oh, that seems a little weird to put the two stretchy-eyed ladies in there together. Why are you doing that?" My brain doesn't do that. Nobody's brain does that.
Yeah.
All right, Claire. There's your clarification.
Perfect. Excellent.
That's a new segment on the show, clarification.
Clarification.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's our hot new topic thing. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, my sister Wendy will be joining us, and pretty sure she never replied about this email, but I'm pretty sure she's good with this email. So hopefully what we're doing is what we're covering. Anyway, so she'll be here in a second.
She asked for it, by the way. Like, she requested this, so she can't complain about it.
Yeah, you can't walk that back, Wendy. All right?
Yeah.
We're just making a straw man here about how Wendy feels about it. But anyway, she'll be here shortly. That'll be fun, and you'll all enjoy that. But before we can do any of it, we have to play this here song that you prepared. What do you got there?
Yeah, every once in a while, a song crosses my desk that I feel would make a great opening titles theme song for a Tarantino movie. And we're about to get one of those right now. These guys feel it's like that modern but Western, like weird compressed audio that feels like it was made 100 years ago, but is just fresh and brand new. Anyway, the band is called Gringo Star. Great
Oh my
name, by the
gosh,
way, for a
really?
band.
That's amazing.
Gringo Star. They have a brand new album that just came out last week. It's called On and Gone. It just came out June 2nd. They're on tour for it. They started out in Atlanta and they're moving across the country. So make sure you go see them if you like this. I totally dig this. They're from Atlanta. Gringo Star from the album On and Gone. Here is the song Hanging Around.
I've tried them all, and no hamburger compares with a McDonald's hamburger. I mean 100% pure beef on a toasted bun. What a deal.
You know what my husband gave me for my birthday? An apple tree.
And we've returned. Who was that again?
Sure, that's Gringo Star from Atlanta and their brand new song Hanging Around from their new album On and Gone.
Wow, that is a long...
Paging Quentin Tarantino. Use this for your next theme song, your next movie title themes, Quentin.
Your final film.
Wendy.
Random.
Not a chance.
Hey, look who it is. It's my sister Wendy, the therapist who comes on this show and schlubs with us and helps you with your real problems. Wendy, welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. How are you
Yeah,
guys?
doing all right. How was the graduation last week? You had a little thing to do there.
It was good.
Yeah?
It was very good. Very, I don't know. Every kid's so different, right?
Yeah.
And this kid's like not interested in us celebrating him at all. Like finds it very annoying and don't do it.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, can I like have one picture? Like it's just not into it. And here it is like, people have graduation parties like you would not believe. I mean, so many taco trucks, let me just say. So it feels like you're being neglectful when really just honoring his wishes.
So wait, kids
but it was good.
Some parents are getting taco trucks for their kids' graduation?
Oh, I'm telling you, I've been to a few grad parties that I'm like, I've been to way less nice weddings.
Wow.
It is such a big deal. They talk, I mean, and kids, you imagine, culturally speaking, right? You've been going to grad parties since you were a child, right?
Yeah.
And so when it's your final turn, they'll combine like 3 kids. They'll rent out an entire pavilion in a park and get ice cream trucks and food trucks. And it is a big thing. But I'm telling you what, they make so much money.
Yeah. But it's a junior high thing in this case, right? This junior high graduation, isn't it?
No, this is high school.
Oh, Peter graduated high school? No, this is Elliot. No, this is, what am I saying? This is the old one. This is Abe.
Yeah. Can you imagine a middle school graduation with taco trucks? I mean,
yeah, in my head, this was Peter for some reason. I don't know why.
Listen, I've seen promposals that involved hiring a Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. That one's expensive.
People do anything for the smallest things these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Thankfully, no one else had any kind of official graduation ceremony, but everyone did move to different schools. It is a banner year. We're all moving on.
Wow. That's a big transition for everybody.
It is. No more elementary school for me, you guys. I don't have to smell that building again. We have to smell the middle
school.
No
more safety scissors. No more.
Peter in junior high or middle school is just an insane idea to me. That's too fast.
Know.
It's too fast, man. I don't get it. He was 3 years old moving to freaking Sweden last time I saw him. Or not really, but feels like
and he's definitely a different human.
Yeah, oh yeah. He came packaged in his own special
surrounded
way.
by humans.
Well, anyway, that's awesome. We're getting close to the big family thing up at Bear Lake, and excited to see you guys and hang out and do a little jet skiing and all that business. It's gonna be fun.
Cool.
To see all those guys. Everyone's coming, right?
Yeah.
All the kiddos? All right, cool. So Abe's not like, I'm too cool now and old and graduated. I don't need to.
No, I think he's happy to have a paid vacation. He's not dumb.
Yeah, he's not stupid.
That's in July?
End of July, or toward the end of July, yeah. So that'll be fun. And plus, I think you're going to be in Vegas for a couple of days. All this Vegas.
We are, yeah. Just because it turns out, I don't know what kind of racket they've got going in the Salt Lake airport, but there are some costly flights. So we thought, you know what, let's not drive 21 hours. Let's drive 6. So we're going to fly to Vegas and then drive up.
Yeah, that's
smart.
You'll save money and have fun and have a cool drive. That's great.
Yeah.
And not have
And
22 hours of
my
driving.
kids really haven't been to Vegas. Abe is really excited about the Mega Mart. It's like the art.
Omega Mart. Yeah.
Omega Mart, that's
and Meow Wolf. Yeah.
Yeah, make him go, or all of you go. It's awesome. It's so cool.
So that's our plan. Maybe
go.
Yeah,
make him go.
He'll love that. As a kid, I would have freaked out in there. Oh man.
Man,
Not
sounds
By the way,
I want to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm gonna go.
Oh wait, you're going this weekend. Oh weird. Weird.
You guys go to Vegas all the time. By the way, if you ever find yourself in St. Louis, though, you must. Is it St. Louis where it is?
No, they're fine. They're fine. St. Louis.
You've never been there. Have either of you been there?
I've been to St. Louis
yeah.
once. Yes, one time, long time ago. It was high school
As a
graduation
kid, and I took
trip.
those stupid tiny elevators up to the top of the Gateway Arch.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
We didn't do that.
I'm just making sure you Westerners and your judgment about everything.
No, we like the East. I like the East side of the world, of the country.
Okay, but let me say this: if you ever get a chance to go to the City Museum, you go right now. It's in St. Louis.
Is it just called the St. Louis City?
Psychedelic dream put into real life, and it is so fun.
Oh wow!
So fun.
Never heard of it. That sounds awesome. What's the name
it's
again?
Basically all sorts of. It's everything you can imagine. Someone dreamed up and welded together, and then kids play on it. And like you go through these tunnels, you can buy knee pads because you need them. I needed a helmet. I hit my head so many times.
Oh my
like
gosh.
it is just a fun. It's like walking through an art installation. It's awesome.
Look at this! I got all this pinball stuff.
Oh yeah, the pinball section. We stayed for hours. It's so fun. Anyway, it's a really
This
cool
looks
place.
awesome, and it's just
Don't be
called
judging
the
St. Louis.
St. Louis City Museum. That's the name.
It's just called City Museum.
Which sounds boring, but obviously they're doing something cool.
They do. And when your
Whoa.
gift shop sells knee pads and Band-Aids, you're in somewhere special.
There's some kind of weird giant praying mantis up on a thing. What's that about?
Oh, really? That's cool.
Oh, Brian, this
And
looks
like
awesome.
you get in old airplanes and you just climb around. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Although it reminds me there are no mountains in St. Louis. I hate that. Anyway.
Does it say that?
It's
How
just
do you
a
find your
video.
way around town? Like,
Yeah.
how do you say,
How do you know
that's
where's
west?
east?
Yeah.
No, they show some outside video, and it's that flat sort of, go to Ohio and never see anything but trees forever and ever. Nothing wrong with it. It just throws me because I'm not used to it.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
I guess.
It's so fun.
Well, speaking of fine, let's get straight to it. So you asked weeks ago, I want to say maybe even a month ago, for some bad parenting stories. And we've yet to get to much of that, but we've gotten replies. And this one in particular today from someone we'll call M is a bad parenting story. In fact, they literally say at the top of their email, Wendy asked for a bad parenting story, ? And here it comes.
Hold my beer.
Yep.
Sure, I got one.
Here it is. It says, after my partner and I lost custody of our foster child, we decided to do surrogacy. We did everything together, but with two surrogacies, somehow the births of our two kids ended up being 6 weeks apart. Oh my gosh. We did it in another country. That's important. Country. To save money, and went down and picked up our first child after his birth. We brought him back, and COVID closed everything, leaving our daughter to be born without us and have a nurse take care of her for 6 months until we could pick her up. That's horrible timing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wow. During this time, we were so focused on how to get our daughter that we didn't notice that our son was lying on one side of his head so much that it caused an indentation on his skull. We realized it and did the helmet, but it still looks misshapen. And as a result, we have to keep his hair long so nobody will notice. We tell everybody that is because that it is because he looks so much like his older brother. His long hair is so we can tell them apart in pictures. This is also true, but not the real reason. Anyway, what is the worst parent? That is the worst parenting story I can think of. But you asked for it, M. What do you think of that? What do you think of the
perfect example?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Okay. I mean, what it highlights is this thing that in the difficulty of parenting, and in this particular really difficult, holy cow, you imagine your child is born somewhere and you don't get to see it.
You're surrogate, exactly. This
6
thing you've been
months.
waiting for and waiting for and waiting for. It's like, okay, nope, sorry, shutting everything down. Pick
Oh
up your
my
child in
God.
6 weeks or 6 months.
That is so, and bless the nurse's heart. Good night. Like what? That is, you could do anything, and I would not think that was bad parenting. that is surviving, right?
You get carte blanche. You get a get out of bad parenting free card. For that. Yeah.
Seriously. And I'm telling you right now, there are so many kids with flattened skulls and different misshapen things who do not have the same excuse.
Right.
And that's we could talk about the reason for that real quick. Is just that, the age old babies sleep best on their tummies and never had flat head problems was before research showed enough that kids died of SIDS and had other problems. And so then you put them all on their back. Well, our heads are not built to be on their back with pressure on them as much as they are if you're sleeping, 14 hours a day on it. So it's really common. And the helmets do a lot of good, but I am sure this just feels like, how could we have missed this? That kind of thing. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of the feeling. Well, I'll tell you my story and then we could talk a little bit about that feeling, because I think this is going to lead into a soapbox,
Oh, I like those. Yeah. Bring it on. Let's do it.
Just about parenting in general. Because it comes from an honest place, but it is going haywire when kids are college age. Whew. Okay. And that being this idea of like, this feeling is awful. This feeling like I didn't do everything I could to make sure my kid had the best shot in life. We all have it. Some of us have it stronger because our parents seem to not have done any of that for us. There's a generational sort of split, right? I mean, I don't know about both of your parents. I can make some assumptions about your parents, Scott, but
right.
How often were they just really careful with your feelings, or how often did they consider everything you needed all the time?
Yeah.
Probably rarely.
Yeah. It's stuff you think about. You don't think about it all when you're in the middle of it and you're the kid that age. But then when you get older, you start going, what did they do in this situation? Did they? Yeah. I think
exactly.
about that sometimes. Sure.
We have this running joke, like asking Adam's parents when they moved across the country, what were they thinking? Like, were they worried about how the kids would handle the move? And they both, maybe it's forgetfulness, but both are like, wow, that never crossed our minds.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I make almost every decision. It's like, okay, how will this affect my kids? Right.
Sure.
And so it's a big jump. And I don't know if we could all appreciate this very much, but I do think it's a little bit of a pendulum problem where it's swung pretty far for some. And then for others, maybe there's still not enough care. And so it's complicated, right?
Yeah.
And we get to watch it all on Facebook or on, whatever. So we are watching parenting.
Everybody is parenting live, basically. Yeah.
We really are. And I have like, what is it called? Vicarious, like, no, don't post that. And I do have a lot of, I don't know about you guys, maybe you're just different than me, but I am, when I see anyone filming like a really important moment, and the other person, you can see it in their face. They're almost like, I'm having this moment and you're filming me. And maybe I am projecting and I don't know, but I've seen a couple where it's like, why are you doing that? Like, no. Yeah. And I hate it so much. Yeah. Like, do not film this.
Yeah.
And it can be good things. It doesn't even have to be awkward things, but I do think about the awkward things and I think, oh man, these kids are going to kill you when they grow up.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to get you.
Look, it's his first pooping on the toilet. I can't wait for him to watch this as a grown-up.
Yep.
Right. And I have a theory about why that is so ubiquitous and it's not very maybe monitored like you would hope, maybe a little more discreetness or something. And I think it's because parenting is incredibly lonely. It is one of the loneliest jobs you will ever have, especially if you're doing it alone. Even when you're doing it in a partnership, you're seeing it differently, maybe different levels of involvement or whatever, but it is incredibly lonely. And to have thousands of people give you a thumbs up and tell you you're doing a good job or laughing with you, right? Like, that's intoxicating. I get it. Anyway, that's not the point of my story, though. I'll tell you so. Here's my bad parenting moment. You guys ready?
Yep.
We're ready. Yep.
And it's maybe not. I have to keep my kid's hair long to hide this school thing. I was hoping someone would send one that was, it's a great example, but mine's maybe not so bad. But it was the feeling, and that's the thing I want to talk about, is, okay, the month of May was like, I've never had a month like that in my life. So much happening. And I blame track. Does anyone know what being a parent of a track person is like?
Oh, like track, like school
nightmare.
track and field. Tristan did track for a year. And it's so many meets. Oh my gosh, it's way more than like if you're the parent of a football player or a basketball player. It's like, what, there are 3 meets this week and they're all at 4:30 p.m.?
Yeah. At least with football, you're like, oh, they have a fall season that's like toward the end of the year.
Oh yeah, they're done. Yeah, exactly. No.
It is never ending, and they're 8 hours long, and if you aren't there on time because it's 30 seconds of running, you miss the whole thing, right? It is so annoying. So Elliot started doing that. He did hurdles, and it's a psychological game as well, right? Like he decides to do hurdles because he doesn't know how, and he knows how to run. So why would I do that? I'm like, well, I don't know. Just do it when you know how. And he biffs it on the first race at the last hurdle, just limps to the finish line. Yeah. So then we got to work on that. And then the next, he does it again, crashes again, bleeding everywhere. Hobbles. What's the word? Hobbles.
Yeah.
Or hobbles. That's the word. To the finish line. And he's still super into this. I'm like, can we quit? Are we quitting? No one's quitting. Okay. So that was happening. And then I made the big mistake of letting Peter do every musical thing he wanted to, because next year you really have to narrow it down. And this kid is all over the map. And so I thought, well, let's just let him try choir, plays the cello, and he can do drums. Those are the things he's doing. He does them in school. It's really not a lot of my time, but it means there's 3 concerts in May. And then we got this track problem. And then we have a high school senior graduating, and wow, are there 1 million things to do for that. And then Allison was graduating from her program. So much happening. Well, one night I was like, I don't even know what day it is. I would wake up every morning. I'm like, okay, what day is it? Like Thursday, I knew, because Scott would send me like, hey, Therapy Thursday tomorrow. I'm like, okay, so it must be Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's how you got to
I could tell
the days of the week.
If it's any consolation, I could tell that May was rough. You still
good.
showed up like a champ every time you did it. It's just you could tell that it was like, all right. In a way, you were like compartmentalizing one thing at a time. Like it was just like I could tell you were swamped. Yeah.
Whatever the next hill in front of me, right? 100%. And then lots of drama with some close people, and just so much. I can't even tell you. And then, so it's a night. I don't know what night. You didn't text me, Scott, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I was like, you know what? We need to pull weeds. That's what we need to do. Let's go out after dinner and just pull some weeds and like start to build the garden. Pete loves the garden. Yeah. So we're just doing that. That feels grounding and normal, whatever.
Yeah.
Put him to bed. And at 10 p.m. he wakes up. He comes upstairs. And my children only sleep in underwear. So it's always like, you're a grown 18-year-old man. Can you not just wear underwear around my house? Anyway, but Pete comes, stumbling up the stairs in his underwear, crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he goes, I think I had my final band concert tonight.
Oh, no.
And I was like, that can't be right. That can't be right. And I look on the calendar. I look at all the emails. And for some reason, on a written calendar at some point, I had it written on a Tuesday. I put an arrow and moved it to a Wednesday for no reason.
No. Yeah.
And I can't figure out why. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad.
Yep.
So bad.
Yep.
And he is not the kid that will ever forget or let this go.
Oh yeah.
No, he'll bring it up at your funeral.
Oh wow. Yeah, he will. Do you remember that concert?
Yeah,
the one that matters to me.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. But it's funny because isn't this the same month where we couldn't find that big email for the longest time? Yeah. It was such a weird.
We're losing our minds. 100%.
Yeah.
So nothing is going well. And then I talked to him for a while, and I am having this feeling, and this is why I wanted someone to commiserate with me, is the feeling that, first of all, regret, like how hard would that have been to just, I don't know, glance somewhere and not pull weeds and go to the concert. I emailed the teacher like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, well, we wondered if he was okay. And I'm like, okay, that's not how I want you to respond.
Yeah, right.
But he's okay. I just need you to go, oh, I get it. May is hard.
Yeah.
I was like, no one thought to call. No one.
Another person.
So, because we were just pulling weeds. Anyway, you just feel terrible because he worked all year to get to this final concert. And he felt terrible. I felt terrible, blah, blah, blah. Right? So you just are tempted. And I had this experience, which I think I think might be universal, and it might be I'm just a jerk and everyone else is laughing at me. That's fine. Is that I'm tempted to just quickly be like, okay, stuff happens. I have a million excuses. You guys just heard them. I gave them to you. I preambled all my excuses.
Yeah, they were all legit as well, by the way.
And they are.
Yeah.
They are. But man, did I want to just be like, Peter, you got to stop crying because you're making me feel so much worse about a thing that it's just not that big a deal. Like I am trust me, none of these words came out of my mouth.
Good.
But I was sure thinking them like, I do not have, because again, I still had a lot more to do. So I was like, I do not have time to have broken your heart. So I listened to my own advice, which was good. And I just sat at the edge of his bed, stroked his leg, and just let him cry and just said, I'm so sorry, bud. And I just kept saying, tell me how you feel about it. Like, just keep going, like, let it out. And I was like, my gosh, this is so hard.
Yeah, right. And it's just happening at what? Hard. Like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night or something?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Everyone needs sleep, right? No one's okay.
Yeah.
And anyway, I just feel terrible. And I have this urge, like, okay, I have to pick him up tomorrow after school. What if I bring his favorite treat? Like, I am planning the eating disorder. I am planning, how do I comfort this boy and make me not the bad guy? And, oh my gosh, it was all these things processing in my head at the same time. Like, but the therapist part of me is going, yeah, none of this is good. Don't say that, and I could follow it. Right. And you take this kid whose situation is, he's a baby and his head's flat and it's during a global pandemic, hopefully once in a lifetime nightmare situation, right? And you can't fix it. You can try. You can
there's
say
nothing
you're
you can
sorry
do.
And do the helmet and try to help. But
at least, okay, so in both of these cases that you described, both this email and that we've parsed a bit, and then your experience with Peter, they're both reactionary. What does it say? Well, okay, I'll admit to something. Here's a bad parenting thing for me. I did this to all three of my kids during about the same range of age between, let's say early to mid junior high, all the way through high school.
Yeah.
I would be tipped off as to certain things they were up to. Like I would know that Taylor or that Carter was in a meeting at school dealing with audio video stuff for the play they were doing or something. I would know she was involved in it. She didn't know I would know. So I'd use little bits like that to say, oh, hey, how'd it go at the meeting? She's like, how'd you know about that? And I said, well, and I did this to all three kids. I said, I have people on the inside. I have people who are always watching you guys. I have cameras at school. I have people who run them. I have people who report to me every day about where you guys are at and what you're doing. So I trust you all. Everything's fine, but just know that I've got, I have informants that are all around. And I think for, at least for a smidgen of time, they all believed it. We've all had big laughs about it. Now they all know I was full of it. But the way I justified it was, I was like, well, this just puts a little bit of that reminder in their head that dad's watching, so they don't do anything really stupid. But also, in my head, I justify it by like saying, well, I also told them Santa Claus was real till they were 7. You know what I mean? So I justified it as this like, it's just one of those deals. But I look back on it now and I think, I probably shouldn't have done that. It didn't ruin anybody. Nobody's effed up for it or anything. But they're just like they're more annoyed now. I'll hey, remember when I told you guys I had cameras at school and there were people watching you so I could keep track of you?
Cameras at school.
Dad, I know. It's so dumb. But they were all like, and they would say, how is this possible? That you can't really do it. I go, hey, you can, that's fine. You can think whatever you want. Just know, I'm good. I don't need, I would really be like aloof about it. and
like a ploy.
Yeah. It was like, yeah. So it's this really like stupid thing. But
it comes from that same impulse, right? Of I want to make sure you're okay. I want to prevent bad things from happening to you.
Right.
And so that same impulse that apparently, baby boomers never had for their children. But just this idea that drives a lot of our behavior, it comes from an honest place, right? My impulse to react the way I did comes from, I'm tired. I have more to do. this is like the last thing I can have on my list right now. And it's all the opposite things of like actually meeting the kid where he's at or meeting his needs or, you know, whatever it might be. Right. And I guarantee you ask any parent who's done with the hard years of raising kids, and they will have their own version of this story of their bad parenting moment. And then they will also, if you're in the thick of parenting, you are worried you're doing some of these things, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I also think what happens, this very common, I found out who it is, but there's some TikToker who talks about, she's an older woman who talks about parents trying to help parents handle when their kids come to confront them about things that didn't go well in their childhood.
Right.
Because man, do people need that help? Because what happens is we're instantly defensive, or maybe we do that same impulse I had with Pete. We missed your concert and I want to tell him all the reasons. It's not my fault, even though it's 100% my fault. It's really hard, especially at the end of parenting, when your 25-year-old child comes to you and says, you know, you really harmed me and here's the ways you've harmed me. And you're like, what can I do now? Like, I've got nothing I can do. And maybe you really don't think you did any of those things wrong, or you're just feeling defensive. And it's really tricky how to maintain and grow in a relationship when there's that criticism coming. And so often I think parents, what we're trying to do is avoid any of that. And then we double down maybe when we feel that threatened a little bit. So I'm going to tell you the end of the story with Pete, and then we'll talk about the pendulum a little bit. Okay. So I feel awful, can't stop feeling awful. So I did what you're supposed to do. And I think people do this, go in big ways. I just do it with one or two people, but I reached out to a few friends and I'm like, please just tell me a bad parent story. I need one. I just need to know how you have let your child with the perfect memory down.
Yeah.
And my friend, I cannot tell you how helpful this is, which is, you know, I think what people are often seeking, but she told me the story about how she went to her daughter's concert choir thing. They were late. She just was taking her sweet time, just like, it's fine. And it was like in a downtown area. And her daughter had a solo. She's like, there's plenty of time. They get there. Traffic's really bad. Yeah. There's no time. And they can hear as they're running through the streets because they had to park so far. They can hear the song start, the song that has her solo in it.
Oh, no.
Oh, crap.
So they are running. They get there. Another little girl is singing. This is second, third, fourth grade-ish. I can't remember exactly, probably fourth grade. And this other little girl is singing the solo.
That kid's going places. You watch. That kid's going somewhere.
And my friend and her daughter are running into the plaza where everyone is. And she doesn't stop her. She just thinks she'll stop. Right? The girl does not stop. She runs up next to the girl and starts singing it with her. Sobbing. She's sobbing and she is singing next to her. And my friend's like, I was so tempted to just fade into a crowd and
never become,
Anyway.
Yeah.
And so that was a little traumatic moment for this young child, right? And it just made me feel so much better because I know this kid now, she's 17 and hilarious and so great and well-adjusted and she's just fine. But it is that is a moment where you cannot undo your mistakes. And this is what happens, right? So the Peter thing, my friends all made me feel better. Like you have not destroyed your child because you haven't. And then I just kept doing the same, meet him wherever he's at. Don't just keep apologizing, owning your mistake. Do not let one excuse come out of your mouth. And then I picked him up the next day from school and he gets in the car and I'm like, how you doing? And he goes, I'm feeling a lot better. And I said, okay, tell me about that. How are you feeling better? Because that was really tough. Like I just kept trying to emphasize, I see that this is painful. He goes, well, turns out on song 3, the whole drum section totally screwed up. And that made me somehow feel better that I missed it. And I was like, okay. So I said, and did you talk to the teacher? The teacher was like, oh, we missed you so much. And everyone knew I was gone and gave me lots of love after. So his world helped him process, not me. Right?
Yeah.
It wasn't my job. I had to get out of the way. I needed to apologize. I had to get out of the way. So it turned into a good parenting moment. But man, was that like climbing up a hill, pushing a rock in my psyche. It was just so difficult to actually do, to get out of my child's way when I harmed him. And I think the reason bringing it up is the feeling is so strong. You want that feeling to end. I do not want to feel like I harmed my son's skull and that he now had to wear this helmet. Like,
right.
I do not want to think I made my kid humiliate herself in front of everyone singing and pushing a girl over to sing in the rain.
It's funny.
I do not want to feel this responsibility, but I am telling you, when we can just own the stuff we need to own, and especially if you have older children who are coming to you about a past thing you cannot fix, do your best to just really listen. Maybe call somebody to get out the excuse part, or get a podcast and share it with everyone so they all know you're still a good person. But with the child, really hear it and really listen and really be ready to say sorry. Here's the truth. We're also turds. It's not like this was equal, but you are the adult. They are the kid. And that gets confusing when a kid becomes an adult, is they are now coming still as a child to say, hey, mom and dad, I needed something you didn't get. And you're looking at this adult going, get over it. Right. I looked at an 11-year-old and thought, get over it.
Yeah.
And I know better, guys. I know better. It's really difficult. So really the summation of this is these feelings that can be incredibly strong, especially as you are parenting and making mistakes, which you will continue to do, is learning how to handle those feelings, what to do with them, how to get process through them, or support that is not about making the victim of your mistake responsible for how you feel. Right. And I do think this swing, and like, I have a good portion of my clientele right now who are college age kids who we are just, it's like slowly removing their parents' need for their kids to get good grades, or their study certain topics, or just that helicoptering thing that really comes from a place of, I want my kid to be okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And working on how to get those healthy boundaries. And it's tough. Guys,
Do you think it's like, I mean, you always kind of, I feel like even on the show, we've been doing this long enough for Thursdays that I feel like we've predicted some of this, or we've said, boy, I wonder what it's going to be like when these kids become 18 to 25 or whatever. And now they're doing it. And do you feel, I don't know, do you feel like it's going the way you thought it was going to go? Like, for good or ill, that's what, you predicted it? That is a problem?
Well, they definitely have the words for it, right? Like, unlike any other generation, they're like, I think you gaslighted me, mom. You're like, what? I think there's always been this thing in every generation as you come of age and your brain sort of sees the world differently, and you're still really immature, right? You're still figuring out things. And so I think the battle of generations and parenting to child stuff is definitely not new. I think you have a couple things. One, you have the contagion that can happen because of social media. Like, everyone thinks their parent is gaslighting them when they're absolutely not. But it's because they've learned enough about it. It's like everyone's in an abnormal psych class, and they're like, whoa, I could diagnose everyone now.
They know just enough to be dangerous.
Just enough to be dangerous. And that is problematic. And I don't love that for them. But I do think the openness and the willingness to communicate, and the bravery, and to set boundaries, and to start to navigate that is commendable. Does it make it easy? No. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, sometimes I just think if we pan out, like, we're all just repeating everything. Like, nothing is new. Nothing is new. It's just different forms, right? So I don't know. But I tell you, I'm like, okay, Pete, there's that time you got hurt on the bike and that was my fault. Okay. And now I forgot your concert. Should we just keep a list?
It's the airing of grievances for Festivus, basically, is what it's going to come down to.
Exactly. Except I have my own record of it just so we can keep it straight. Like, I have joked, I'll just keep a document for your future therapist. Doesn't sound controlling at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. Wow. And these things happen in threes usually. Do you fear a third shoe dropping? Or?
Oh yeah, his high school years, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to do it.
He's such a unique kid. I wish everybody could meet Pete because he's not. He's just not your normal. And I don't mean this in like, oh, he's weird. I mean, he's like just a different.
Well, you've already,
brain.
you've already eye shamed Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah,
so,
why not? I'll just keep going. Sure,
keep this train rolling.
Absolutely.
The irony, everyone, is he is Scott. That's the funny part.
No, 100%. As a
I'm just
kid,
raising Scott.
100% as a kid, I was like him. I think he's a little more. How do I put this? Like if you said to him, "Hey Pete, let's go jump out of a helicopter and parachute," he'd say yes.
Yeah,
I would say no to that. Like
that's because I'm his mom.
Yeah,
I forced that kid
Kim's
to cross the ocean a couple times.
Wendy's a little more adventurous in that regard, but other than that, yeah, his imagination, just kind of the way his brain works.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll tell me stuff and I'll just go, oh, no one around him gets that though. He gets it,
right.
But no one else gets it. Obviously, his mom gets it, but it's
hard. His mom is used to it. I don't know if I get it. I think the other thing is it makes him different from you. He's really good at math.
Yeah, no, if he's great at math, that's a huge differentiator between the two of us.
Wow.
But just like his grandfather, he cannot spell to save his life.
Yeah, or his uncle. We both struggle.
Yeah, I was gonna say also like Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad. The difference between me and my dad was my dad didn't grow up with little red underlines on a screen to be able to correct things for him and make him lazy about it.
Yeah,
he just literally struggled with it. Had a little bit of dyslexia, like had all that stuff going on. I really have no good excuse. I've just let myself get lazy.
Is he good with years though? Can he tell you exactly what year a movie came out?
Yeah, because I can do that. How's Pete with like years and movies or
terrible?
Really? Because I could tell you. You could name a movie and I could tell you the year. Try it, Wendy. Give me a movie.
What about Bob?
1980. Oh, that one might be hard. 88. I'll say something like that.
No way. Is it that old?
91. But damn close.
That was close. But give me a more significant movie, like one that's a big deal.
I think it's funny. It says something, by the way, that's the first movie that comes to Wendy's mind.
I know, it does. It is weird.
About a psychiatrist who has one patient that drives him absolutely crazy.
Oh my gosh, dude.
The reason it was top of mind is my client just before this call was like, have you seen that movie? And I was like, I have not thought about that movie in approximately 30 years because that's how old it is.
But here you are. Here you are.
That movie. Hates it.
I can't remember it really. I just remember that he's tied to a mast of a boat at some point. That's like my only memory of it.
Bill Murray is this patient of Dreyfus's that can't, basically just needs him so much he follows them on vacation and keeps bothering them, and everybody else, basically like the wife, the kids, they all love him. They think that Bob is hilarious, but Dreyfus is slowly seething, and that's Tina.
Oh man, that movie would drive her crazy, right?
Absolutely, it is the movie. She uses that to describe other movies that she hates. She's like, oh my God, is this What About Bob?
Measuring stick.
Yeah, it's Eddie Haskell. It's basically the how does everybody not see what a horrible person Bill Murray is in this movie?
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's great.
That is very funny. All right, I'll give you another one. Lord of the Rings, The Twin Towers.
Twin Towers was 2000 and hold on. Let me back that truck up. 2000 and...
Did you call it the Twin Towers, by the way?
Yes,
Just
she
curious.
did. It's two towers.
Two towers. Sorry.
You can tell we're Johnsons, right?
Yeah.
2003, because the very next year...
by one.
Was it 4 or 2?
It was 2.
Okay, because 4 or maybe 3 was Return of the King then. Have I shifted a year? I bet I did.
Yeah, you did.
Well, look at how awesome I am at remembering years.
You're really good at this. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's still an impressive superpower.
But if you had said...
I'd be Rain Manning about 1985.
Yeah.
About 1985.
Yeah.
About 1985.
Everything was 1985. I have a friend who his skill set, we just keep joking, he can't monetize it, but it is the creepiest thing. He can guess a celebrity's age or birth year within a year. Almost 100% of the time. It's
weird.
Shocking. It's like the other day. So let me try with you really quick.
Tina, she does that too, and it blows my mind.
She does? Oh my gosh. So how old is Jerry Seinfeld?
Any guesses? 61.
68.
62.
He's 69.
69?
He's
almost 70?
Good job, Brian. Maybe you have it too.
Holy crap.
I know.
Comedians in cars getting Geritol. My gosh, that's crazy. All right. Well, no, we've all learned some
What
new
about
skills.
aging? Anyway, okay.
Everybody in the chat room. Nice.
We're off the rails.
Well, we are a little
Okay.
off the rails. Wendy, I appreciate it, though. This is awesome as always. And I guess Kim's going to see you soon. They're going to
I know.
sneak out there for a little something. Yeah, a little something, something.
cool.
Her and Misha. Yeah.
It'll be really fun. And
Yeah.
then I'll see you guys in July. And Brian, I'll think about you when I'm in Vegas.
Please do. I'll think about you when I'm in Vegas too.
Oh, look at this. All this Vegas thinking.
Look at
This is
all this
fantastic.
kumbaya.
Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye now. All right. That was great.
12 hours. 12 hours, Scott.
12 hours? Is it 12 hours?
I'll plane in 12 hours. I'll be on a plane over the mountains.
Well, at least you know your room will be ready, you know?
Yeah, I've actually already checked in.
Yeah, you don't have to get there at 3 and then go, oh, there's another hour. I got to wait for this or whatever.
Right. No, I mean, I actually physically have checked in so that I don't even need to stop at the front desk. I'm not going to do the $20 trick. I don't care. Again, it's Excalibur. I don't care, but it's not circus because I care a little bit.
Yeah. You must care some because this isn't circus.
I care some. It's not circus, but I don't care a lot, and that's why it's Excalibur.
Dude, circus. Still blows my mind the same group that owns Caesars. I just don't get it. Like, why? Why don't they?
No, it's the other way. It's part of the MGM group, Circus, I thought.
Is it? I thought
it's not part of the Caesars group.
I thought maybe they bought it out. I can't remember now.
It's been MGM for a long time, I think.
Circus. Let's see. They are currently owned and operated by Phil Ruffin. Is it just owned by one dude now? Hold on.
Yeah. Or did they sell it? Maybe they did sell it in 2019. Sold it to Empire City Casino. What is this?
Oh no, here it is. The resort was sold to MGM Mirage, later MGM Resorts, in 2005. But then in 2019,
it looks like they sold it in 2019.
Yeah, to this Phil Ruffin guy.
Yeah.
But who's he? He does Treasure Island. He also co-owns that Trump hotel there without any gambling in it. And
womp womp.
What else? Yeah, that's Treasure Island Circus, and the Wichita Greyhound Park.
Oh, excellent.
Yep.
Sign me up.
And some kind of casino in Miami. All right, I had that all wrong. I thought somehow the Caesars people were involved somewhere. Somehow, I guess not. Well, nobody wants it. They keep selling it off.
Exactly. It's like it's the hot potato of casinos.
That makes me think, though, MGM may have had plans, like some renovation plans or something, or maybe they were going to do something, and then just decided it's too shitty. We're not doing it.
Still waiting to see what they do with Cosmo, because that's been MGM owned now for a year and a half, and it's still. I think it even still has their own player's card. I don't think you can. I don't think there's a. Oh no, I think you can use your MGM player's card there, but you can't spend points or something. There's some weird deal with MGM.
Well, as long as they never get rid of the hidden pizza, I'm happy at the Cosmo.
Oh yeah, no, nothing's permanent in Vegas, Scott.
That's true. It's all ephemeral, isn't it?
It's all ephemeral. So if there's something you like, go enjoy it, because
may not be there very long.
Going away.
Like
volcano.
Volcano. Entire casino. What else? Other stuff.
Star Trek experience.
That one is a bummer.
That one stings a little bit.
And that proposed enterprise they were going to build, that hotel. I look at that concept art and I weep.
I do too.
So bad.
It's so damn great.
Even Star Wars isn't doing their thing that they barely launched, the cruise thing.
The year just lasted a year, that Florida thing. I'm really bummed because I wanted it to fail just enough to where they lowered the price, but not fail so much that they decided just to end it.
I mean, when the thing when 6 days costs the same as a new Hyundai.
Yeah. Right.
That was never going to fly with the public.
No.
There aren't enough, I don't know, not in this economy. I don't know who does that.
Yeah.
And the people with that kind of money, they ain't staying there.
No. Like 2 nights there cost as much as an Apple Vision Pro headset, which is a horrible metric on either side.
Nobody wants to use that as a metric at all.
No, it's like measuring things in giraffes. How many giraffes is that? I don't know. It's a horrible metric.
Yeah. I do like some Apple people have justified buying additional Macs because they're like, well, if I spent that, I'd only get the headset, but instead I'll buy a studio, a new M2 Mini, and the new MacBook. It's like justifying all the other crap they're going to buy.
Perfect. Excellent.
Let's get out of here. Quick reminders. Coverville today at 1, as mentioned earlier. Be there. It's going to be great. Twitch.tv/Coverville.
That's the one.
At 1 p.m. Core tonight, right here at frogpants.tv at 5 p.m. There is a lot to sum up from this week's non-E3, E3-like announcements.
Right.
Which
E-ish, 3-ish.
we watched most of it, recorded some of it. We've done a lot of coverage already, but we'll be doing a lot of summation tonight, so check that out. Bo will also hopefully be rested after his 2 weeks straight of getting to 100 without dying in hardcore in Diablo 4, and he did it. And he's in the lower 300s, I think, of people who've done it out of the 1,000 that will be carved into the physical statue at Blizzard, which is pretty cool.
That's so cool.
It is pretty cool. It wore him out, though. And when I don't know if you've seen the video of him hitting 100, but he almost died on the final little group of mobs he had to kill to ding. He almost died there. Like literally 3 demons later, he's 100. And this is a hardcore character that if it dies, it's dead. You don't go back. You're done.
Yeah.
And he played for, I don't know, 18 hours straight most days, like went bananas with this thing, driving himself insane. Almost dies on the last kill he needs to ding 100. Insane.
Wow.
Insane.
Wow. Oh.
And the other 3 people, and here's the irony, Brian, had he done that, he would be the most famous meme in Diablo 4 history.
Yes. Yeah, no kidding.
That video would be everywhere. He would be a story on Kotaku right now. He would be everywhere if this happened. So part of me
something to be said for that. Like, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, but kind of like, you're going to be popular if you do and popular if you don't, because people are going to go back and watch that video over and over and over.
And you could just tell how exhausted he was. I mean, he almost died just from being tired. So
I'm sure.
But anyway, he'll talk about that tonight and that process, and it'll be lots of fun. Also, a skim today will be happening not too long after the show. Well, I have a meeting, and then I have that. And then Film Sack this weekend. Brian will be remote from Vegas, and Randy will be remote from Canada. That's right. Dunaway and I will be schlubs here at home. And we'll make a Film Sack about the movie Underworld. Vampires.
I've watched it, and I'm not going to tell you what I thought of it, Scott.
Oh, good. Don't tell me, because I'm not telling them anymore either. All I know is my memory is real good of that movie, so we'll see how it holds up for me or not.
Can't wait to see what you think now.
Yeah, or whether we should do those sequels, because they're bad.
We should definitely do the sequels. I say, regardless of what we all say, I think we should do the sequels.
Well, anyway, that's all coming up. One quick final phone call before we leave.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is from a listener. This is all about being on the road and talking about using public bathrooms. And if you're somebody whose job it is to be on the road, well, maybe you have some thoughts, and he does. So here you go.
Hey there, TMS guys. This is James the Trucker. I'm on 71 between Cleveland and Columbus. And listening to y'all talking about public bathrooms, let me tell you something. I spend every time I go to a public bathroom, and I'm going to give you a little hint about the best public bathrooms on the road. Go to the truck stop, especially the Flying J's, and go to the trucker side, because the people who are cleaning the showers for the truckers also watch that bathroom. And that bathroom stays cleaner than the other bathroom at the Flying J. Just avoid the people, because truckers can be unsavory from time to time. But the bathroom on the trucker side at the Flying J is the clean one. Love the show.
That's good to know. There's Flying J's all over here where I live.
Yeah, we have Flying J's here too. That's really good to know. Go to the trucker side.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Okay.
I forgot they had showers and stuff, but I guess that makes sense. They'd have those.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, right? The Flying J is like they cater to the truckers there.
Right,
so that's good to know. I thought they had orgies in there. I thought that was the whole deal with that side. So I don't know.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Confirmed.
Sorry,
all right.
yeah.
Anyway, thank you for that. We appreciate it. If you guys want to call in like all these callers we had today, 801-471-0462. We'll get you there. And if you'd like to support the show, patreon.com/TMS. We'll get you there. Tomorrow's couch party for patrons is a little on the not quite sure when we're starting status, because I have this doctor's appointment. They shouldn't take more than an hour. It's at 9. Should be back in time, but if not, I'll let you guys know and we'll figure something out.
Cool.
More More Golden Girls, I believe, is the plan.
Awesome. I might, if depending on when I get up tomorrow, I might like pop in just to try my microphone out, my setup out, and see if it works for Discord.
Oh, you totally do that if you want.
So I'll peek in, and if we don't, then I'll just ping you and say, hey, can we do a quick mic test? And it's
anytime,
more to test the Wi-Fi at the frickin' Excalibur, just to see if it's going to be good enough for Film Sack.
That's true. It feels like all the Wi-Fi has been better in Vegas in general, but I wonder how the crappier hotels are doing. I don't know.
Right.
We'll find out.
People don't care.
That's right. That's it for us then. Let's get out of here with a song. You got a little something to take us out?
I do, yes. Jamie M., one of our many Jamies that listen to the show, wrote in, said, I'm turning 33 and really don't do much to celebrate my birthday.
Oh, shit. It's a birthday. Damn it.
Let's party!
I made it under the wire. It's good now.
Well done. It was the time was ticking away.
Yeah.
But I figured requesting a song is a small way to enjoy my day of birth into this world. Any cover song from the band Our Last Night that Brian thinks is best works for me, so surprise me. I've been listening since the ELR days and have enjoyed every minute of it. Thanks for all you two do, and wishing every listener out there, hope they enjoy this song and has an awesome Thursday. Signed, Jamie M. Well, yeah, happy birthday, Jamie M. And I hadn't really heard of Our Last Night until your request, and I checked out a bunch of their songs. Hopefully for your birthday, whether it's with substances or just the positive vibes, I hope you stay high. Speaking of which, here's the song Stay High by Tove Lo, or Habits Stay High, performed by Our Last Night.
Oh, man, perfect choice. That's it for us. If we don't see you on the weekend and all these various things, we'll definitely see you guys Monday, so come back then.
Get more at frogpants.com.
Watery eyes.
Oh, okay.
Just flat out.
That's it. Just watery eyes.
That's all you get.
I have those right now.
That's all you